Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Crypto Talk. It is all of us here in the room. I'm going to introduce everybody. And we are with our Daniel van Zyl tonight. He's in the Kruger National Park. So it's great to be here. Let's start. We've got a few guests tonight. And tonight we're going to speak about coins. Where do you get your coins from? And how do you do your analysis around the coin? And our heart and vision always is to equip people to be stronger in crypto, to do their own crypto trading, to grow their own portfolios if they're not traders. And that's what it's all about. We've got 5 speakers tonight: myself and Jason Ashington, Andre Smith, Lee Mitchell, and Tertius Bester. So let's start with the lady first. Lee Mitchell, please introduce yourself and say hello to the team.
Good evening, everybody. Lovely to see you all here tonight. I see quite a few new names in the participants block. You're in a great place and look forward to sharing the next hour with you. I am in Cape Town and I've been with Crypto Talk for over a year. So it's a fantastic group and a wonderful way to spend a Monday night. Awesome.
Thank you, Lee. Tertius Bester, you're also a familiar face on the Crypto Talk. So please say hello.
I must admit, how's it, folks? I must admit the Monday evenings is a bit of a challenge for me generally. So I often don't attend live, but thanks for inviting me along this evening. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. And then I'm going to introduce the oldest guy here, Andre Smith, the young gun.
Yeah, the oldest one. Good evening, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. And yeah, I'm excited for tonight. Nice having Lee and Tertius here.
Great. Jason, I'm going to give it over to you. You can take the floor from my side. I'm not going to call you Jason. It is always great to have Jason with us. And it's always great to listen to his wisdom. So, Jason, please take the floor.
Thank you, Marius, for the introduction, and welcome everybody tonight. And yeah, Marius, I am Oom. I will be a grandfather in October. I might skip Oom and go to grandpa. Eh? Yeah, so we once again in that emotional roller coaster. You remember last week at this time, Bitcoin had a massive move on the Monday. And since then, it's bled all the way back down again. But we seem to be going up again today. So let me share my screen and just go through the Bitcoin chart. So last week was this candle here, where we went from 37,500 all the way up to 44,000. That was all in one day. And we went up, carried on going up until Wednesday. And from Wednesday, we started dropping off. And we've come from the resistance area of 44,000, this whole area here of 44,000. Once again, we've come all the way back down. And this morning, we went all the way down to 37,630, but we have recovered a bit up to now 38,360. So it is a bit of a challenge at the moment. And unfortunately, the sentiment is largely driven by what's happening between Ukraine and Russia, and really what's happening in the stock market. So it is very frustrating to be in crypto at the moment, I must admit, but we mustn't lose hope, guys. We need to sometimes just zoom out, have a look at the bigger picture. And if we go into the week, we're actually not too bad on the weekly. We are forming higher highs from December. This is really December 2020. Where we were at 26. Last year, July, we were at 30. And you can see we are trending upwards. We're in this big white channel. And we're still holding ground here. If we start losing below 30, that's when we are in trouble, where we could see some more downside. But for now, we seem to be still holding trend. If we go and look on smaller time frames here, and let me just delete some information here. Maybe go into the daily and just scroll up this chart here. Sorry, before I go there, I just wanted to share something else with you. So what I want to share with you is, this is called the Wall Street cheat sheet. And what it does is it measures human emotion. Now, this human emotion can play out on very large time frames over months, and it can play out over very small time frames, even into minutes and into hours. And what we have seen that last move of Bitcoin, where we went up in November up to 68,000, it looks like we hit a bit of a euphoria at that stage, and we have bled all the way down from November, the middle of November, and we seem to be coming down in the emotion cycle all the way down to anger right now. People are angry that they didn't sell. When you speak to people, they're very unhappy they didn't sell that 68,000. They would have done that. And we can see a lot of anger. But unfortunately, I think right now we are moving up again, and we possibly could have some more downside to this sort of area, which is a depression area, where people really going to start giving up in crypto. And then from there, what happens is that this cycle repeats itself. It goes up again into disbelief on the left-hand side, and guess what? It moves back into the euphoria stage again. Now, if we go back and have a look at what's happening with Bitcoin, and we go and look, and we look at that 68,000 in November, you can see we've come all the way down. We have gone up, and we have gone up again, and now we've come down. So it looks like we are going to go up a little bit more, but unfortunately, we could have a scenario where we go up and then a slow bleed all the way down again, possibly retest this trend line and then move up from there. So we could even possibly go down to these levels, 34,000, or even to 36,400, hold support. You can see the 36,400 has been very strong support in the past. But until this situation between Ukraine and Russia gets sorted and the market builds on confidence, I think that's the only time we will start seeing some bit up again. But we just have to hang in there. We mustn't get too despondent, because what happens after the depression phase? After the depression, market tends to start moving up again. If we go and look at a few of the indicators, and I'm just going to go to the 4-hour. And if we have a look at one of the indicators called the RSI, you can see that on the 27th of February, the RSI was at 43. And today it's at 27. Whereas if we look at price on the 27th of February was at 37, and today it was at 37,500. So if we put a bit of a trend line in there, we can see that price has actually got a bit of a higher high, whereas RSI has got a lower low. So this is called hidden bullish divergence, and it is on the 4-hour. So that's why I say I think we are going to be moving up now, possibly to the 618 level, which is around about 42,400, before possibly moving down from there. And if we go on to the monthly, it's painting a similar picture, where on the monthly, sorry, I was looking for this chart just now, let me just delete it. If we look on the monthly, we got exactly the same thing, where price on the 1st of June last year was at almost 29,000. Today it's at 38. Whereas if you look at the RSI on the monthly, it was at 59, and today it's at 51. So the RSI has formed a lower low, whereas price has got a higher low. So this is showing us hidden bullish divergence on the monthly, which is very positive. So the indicators are showing us that we want to move up. And as I say, I think this is just the Ukraine and Russia issue that's holding us down here. If we look at the stock market, I'm looking at the S&P 500 here on the 4-hour, we've got a similar setup where we have got hidden. If we look at the RSI on the 24th of January and look at it on the 24th of February, the 24th of February is actually higher than the 24th of January, whereas price came down lower on the 24th of February than on the 24th of January. So this is also a hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. And I think that we've come down to the 618 level, which is right now, and we could possibly see a bounce up again in the stock market, the S&P 500. I've also got this white channel that I've put in here, and with a falling channel like this, there's a 68% chance of a break to the upside at some stage. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom right now. The concerning issues have been outside of crypto here. We've seen a massive move in oil from this morning. Over the weekend was at around $120 and it spiked up this morning right up to $134. It did retrace back down again to find support at 125, and you can see it's moving up again. And that is a bit of a concern because when the oil price goes up, that causes major inflation, and it has been going up for quite a while now. Unfortunately, the current price of petrol and diesel is around about 20 Rand. And we've seen that the price of fuel since around about the 25th of February, which was at $100, has gone up 30%. So I think our fuel price, I think it was actually more than 30%. I think it was more like 40%. So I think our fuel price is going to go up to 30 Rand a litre in the next 2 months, which is very scary, unless we can get a decent correction in the fuel. The other chart which was scary was wheat. And if we go to wheat on the daily, if we look from the 3rd of February, wheat was at $740, and today it's at $1,300. The price of wheat in literally the space of a month has gone up 75%. So we expect price of bread, cakes, biscuits to move up quite a bit in the next couple of weeks, and that unfortunately is very bad for the basic food stuff for the poor. The total market cap, you can remember at the middle of November we were at $3 trillion, and we started dropping from there. We've got this trend line, resistance line has been in place. We tried to break out here on Monday, but we did actually break out. We got rejected, and it turned out to be a fake out because it's come back down underneath that resistance line again. Now, if we look on smaller time frames, you can see that we've tried to push up earlier. We have come down slightly, but I think we're going to come back up and retest this 1.75 trillion and this descending trend line again. If we go and look at the fear and greed index, right now we're at 23, which represents extreme fear. So the market is very fearful at the moment. Any funny moves in stock market, or if Bitcoin decides to drop a bit, the altcoins are dropping very quickly. And that is because of this extreme fear in the market. If we look at crypto bubbles for the week on the top 100, there's, what's this, 1, 2, 3, 4 very green coins. Waves has gone up in the last week 67%, even though the market started dropping from Wednesday. Thorchain, which is Rune, it's gone up 20%. Anchor Protocol, 14%, and Chili's 8%. Quickly just look at Binex. You can see also there's a few greens here. UMA 60%, BNX 63, MBL 84, Troy Series 3. So there's a few greens nonetheless. So big picture, I think we're still going to be moving up into this chart that I've showed you last week and the week before. We're currently at the bottom here. I think at some stage we're definitely going to move up. There's two distribution schematics, schematic number 1, schematic number 2. Schematic number 2 does not break the all-time high. If we don't get through that $55,000 level, schematic 2 could possibly play out. But if we start breaking above this 55, we could possibly go to the Fibonacci level of the 2.61, which is at 75. And then the 360, there's a possibility the schematic 1 can play too. But beware, what happens is with these distribution models, we eventually have a quick drop in the market. And by that time, it's too late to actually be selling out of the market. So when we start getting to these 55,000 levels, we need to be taking very careful around here. If we do break through and start moving up, we have to start being careful after the $70,000 level. So big picture, as I say, not looking too bad. Short term, yeah, very volatile, and that is really just because of what's happening in between Ukraine and Russia. Thanks, Morris.
Great, Jace. Awesome. Thank you. I see that the pressure level is red, and that is where your red wine also comes in. You sit there in the corner and you drink your red wine. That was just tongue in the cheek. So yes, Jason, thank you for that. Yeah, tonight, yeah, I just went to CoinMarketCap and I saw that there's 18,000 coins on CoinMarketCap. CoinGecko, 13,000 coins. And it is actually a sea full of coins, an ocean full of coins. And where do you start as a beginner, number 1? And number 2, also as a trader, as an investor, where do you look for coins? What do you look for? What due diligence do you do? What tools do you use? So today is just a practical session of how to look for coins. And also the most important thing is, where do you do due diligence from? Where do you get your information from? So I'm just going to give over to Lee and let her start off and let her share her wisdom with us. Because Lee, as you said, you're 1 year into crypto, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. But yeah, what is your journey and what did you learn about your due diligence of where to look for coins?
Yeah, thanks, Marius. So thanks to this group, which I joined in January, February last year, I've gained a lot of knowledge of the various sites where one can gain knowledge and use it daily to do your own research. And that is one thing that I've learned from this group, is that we are a community willing to share, but it is up to us to do the research and the reading and inform ourselves so that we are equipped to make decisions. And also it helps in conversation. So we're going to have a look at an interesting website that I go to daily. And I'm just going to navigate around that website. That is coingecko.com. I've dropped it in the chat group for any newbies here. And if you are new, it would be lovely to hear. If this is your first time on the call, you're welcome to pop that in the chat. And then we know what audience we're talking to. So I trust that you'll learn a few nuggets here from what I have to share. Great. You should all be seeing the coingecko.com website now. It always opens up with our top coins rated 1 to, like Mario said, there's 13,016 coins in, on CoinGecko, and there's more. But you'll see that at the top left-hand corner of the total amount of coins that they record here on a daily basis. There's also exchanges. I don't know if you realize there's 576 different exchanges. And then the total market cap, Jason showed us the total crypto market cap and where it's sitting at. Sometimes it's slightly different to TradingView, but it always gives you an indicator of whether the total market cap has gone up or down. And then the daily trading volume. And then an interesting thing that we get into quite often, the split between the big boy Bitcoin and little brother Ethereum. And then gas, that is what it costs to use Ethereum-based ecosystems, and the Ethereum gas is recorded in GUI, and it's currently 32, which I'm sure the presenters will agree is very low at the moment. All right, the next step that I go to daily, and I think this is built into CoinGecko for a reason. It's so that you do come to CoinGecko on a daily basis, and that is to candies. So this little colorful candy holder, you click on that, and you come here, and every day, running consecutively day 1 to 7, you need to come and collect your candies. So I collected my 40 candies here this morning, and it automatically adds to the candy jar. And what are we going to do with those candies? That's the exciting part, is you're able to redeem them for some content, which you'll find under rewards. So if you just click on rewards, you will be able to scroll down here and see some crypto content. This is very interesting workbook that you could get, how to NFT, how to DeFi, you could buy a combo. So it indicates underneath there exactly how many candies you would need, and then it gives you the instruction on how to download the workbook or the NFT. Yeah, you can collect a CoinGecko NFT, which is a cute little candy gecko with a candy jar. So fun things like that, and you can go and take time and go through this. I really encourage you to. You might find you can get a discount on something. This is where I came across a interesting travel booking platform where you can pay in crypto. It's called LockTrip. I'm using it in my travel business, and yeah, thanks to CoinGecko, I came across it. So spend some time here, folks, and collect your candies, and this is how you can spend them. So they have no monetary value, but they definitely do have value in content that you can get. So let's go back to the main page, which always defaults to the market cap and cryptocurrencies that are currently trending and their values. So as you all know, Bitcoin is #1 in market cap. Okay, that's how it got its position. And it gives us a little graph here indicating what it's done in the last 7 days. And as you can see, everything's looking pretty gloomy. It's currently red. So if the trend was going up, it would be green. Yo, we can't find a green. There we go. There's near. So near has felt the effect of the downtrend, but over 7 days, it's still up slightly. All right, so for those of you that are new and are interested in using this platform, there is another great little tool that you can use in your own time, and that is you can build your portfolio. Okay, so that means you click on there, and wherever you've bought coins, so you don't buy your coins on CoinGecko, it's not an exchange, you would click on that, and you would start manually putting in, if you bought 2 Ethereum, you'd put it in there and say at how much you bought it at, and it would then track it with the current rates of exchange of Ethereum or any coin that is represented in CoinGecko. You can also put notes in there and tell it where those coins are stored, on a Binance exchange, on Bybit, on altcoin trader, etc. Okay, so those are the different ways that you can use that. Sorry, I also meant to tell you, if you are new, you do need to register on this platform. Great, so Bitcoin. Before I joined this group, I only knew about Bitcoin. I knew a little bit about Ethereum, but definitely didn't know that there were 13,000 other little coins out there. So on this, when you click on the coin, you will then be able to see quite a bit of extra things here. So you can find a Twitter handle, you can find out the white paper of the coin. Bitcoin's probably not a great example, but we'll look at another one. But it also gives you a little story at the end here when you scroll down. and it would tell you some history and facts about the coin you're looking at. So just a hot fact that you probably all know, that Bitcoin is capped at 21 million coins. Okay, so there'll only ever be 21 million coins in circulation. And you might have the next burning question as to how many coins are currently circulating. And there we've got it. Current circulating supply is 18,976,931. Woo, I got that. So there's a wealth of information here. So let's just go and look at a coin. Guys, do you want to tell me what coin we should have a look at for our audience tonight?
Please, audience, you can put it in the chat box. Any coin?
Give us a coin, Marius.
Oh, Willie, he just gave us a coin called ANC.
ANC. Goodness gracious, I've never heard of that coin, but where do I go? I go to the search functionality and I just type in the ticker. We call that the ticker, okay? And up comes Anchor Protocol, in brackets, the ticker, ANC. So this is an easy search functionality because we don't know where in the 13,000 Anchor Protocol is. I click on it and voila, up comes the information about this coin. And you're able to see it is part of, firstly, you can see its website. It's part of the Terra ecosystem. Okay, great. That's going to lead me on to something else. It also tells you how many coins are circulating, and it tells you the market cap. And you can also scroll down, see the current little graph, 24-hour, 7 days. You can also see how, take it up to 90 days, and you can take it to max. Okay, and then interesting is the ANC price statistics. So here you can see the all-time low and the all-time high, and it gives you the month in which it was, and actually the date when it was at its highest. And that helps you to just see where this coin's currently sitting in the market. So it tells you there it's 50% down from its all-time high. Okay, we all agree 50% of $8 is $4. So it's very accurate. And if you scroll down a bit, you can read exactly what ANC is about. And then you wonder, where can I buy this coin? And below each and every coin, it will give you an explanation of which exchanges have that coin listed. And you can then decide if you have an account with one of them, you could go and trade that coin or buy it for a certain amount of time. Thank you, Billy. All right. So we noticed that this is part of the Terra ecosystem. So this is another great functionality because sometimes ecosystems are trending. Okay, so you go back to the main page, and then just here you'll see all categories, and you can type in the ecosystem that you would like to have a look at. So we know it was Terra, so I typed a few words, and there you can see the Terra ecosystem. So Luna is one that has been trending a lot, okay, and is part of the Terra ecosystem. And here you'll see all coins that are linked to this ecosystem, which is very interesting. And like I said, okay, all coins at the moment have felt the effect of the current world situation. So everything's trending a bit down, but generally an ecosystem would be following the other coins that are in that ecosystem. So another ecosystem that I like to look at is the Cardano ecosystem. Once again, just type it in that box and you'll be able to see all the coins that are in the Cardano ecosystem. And once the other thing is, as soon as you've found a coin that you were looking for, Charlie 3, you'll also see here it's listed 1,453 on the rating 1 to 13,000. You just click on it and it immediately goes to where Charlie 3's page, and you can find out all the relevant information that you need. You can see this coin has dumped really badly. It's sitting 94% down from its all-time high. Ouch. Hopefully nobody bought Charlie 3 back in August 2021. I think that's about all that I have. There's lots more here, folks. You can please play around. It costs nothing to play around other than your time. I did notice something new here, and that's the Gecko conference. It's going to happen in July. So they're promoting that. And they've just got all their guest speakers that they're going to have. Very interesting summit that they're going to have. I think it's live in person. And if you want to join it over Zoom, you possibly can. So there we go. That's click and explore. Nothing wrong with that. Thanks, Marius. That's all from me, unless someone's got some questions.
Awesome, Lee. That is awesome. Just by opening one website, you can have a wealth of information. Just go to CoinGecko and you can do a lot of research just on this website. Lee, thank you for that. I also learned a lot about CoinGecko tonight. Tertius Bester, I see that you, I think you are in load shedding because your signal drop a bit and then you're on again. For safety's sakes, I'm going to give you the floor before you leave us again.
Yeah, no, thanks, Marius. I'm going to switch off my camera. You all know how handsome I am, so I'm going to just switch that off to save some bandwidth. Marius has asked me to share a little bit with you tonight about where I get signals and where I'm comfortable using signals from. I've put a short presentation together. Just confirm for me, Marius, that you can actually see my video, my screen. Okay, I'm using two products that we get at BitcoinTaffcom. And those two products, I'll just show you how to get hold of that. If you don't have a profile on BitcoinTaff.com, you need to talk to the person that invited you here tonight so that they can give you a link and join. So you create a free profile. It's not going to cost you any money. If you've already got one, just sign in. This is what the registration page looks like. Don't use that sponsor username. That's a fictitious one. So don't go type in there my sponsor username. That's where you would make sure that their sponsor name is visible. They could send you a link or they could just send you a username. So that's where you register. Otherwise, you just log in, and then on the side there, you will see as you log in on your dashboard, on the right-hand side, that will be the referral link. So if you are wanting to invite somebody, maybe you're not necessarily actively referring people, but you've got a friend who's interested, that's where you'll find the link. And that last piece there will be your username. So tonight I want to specifically look at two of the products, which is Day Trade Signals from the Day Trade Masters and also Salsa Signals. Now, the difference between these two is the time frames. If you click on the View More, I'm not going to try and go back one. If you click on View More, you'll see the details of the Day Trade Masters, and you can have a look at that. If you've subscribed, or once you've subscribed, it's important to join the Telegram group, because it's on the Telegram group that they actually give you the setups and the signals. So I'm going to take you through some stuff from, it's a little while ago. I've taken one specific trade, but you'll see some other information in between. And there was on the 26th of February, I think that was also in the time that we had the 6 days of bull. I'm almost sure it is. So they had a trade call on Luna. Here you'll see an indication of the graph that they give you. They give you the entry points, the stop loss lines, the different take profit points. Obviously, it's going to be a bit larger if you've got Telegram on your desktop, but here it's repeated as well. The coin is Luna. It's on Binance. Entry is there. Between that and that, selling at those four prices. Stop loss at 71.98. Risk to reward ratio 3.3. Profit can range from 5.26 to 23%. Time frame next 2 to 12 days. Okay, so there you've got the details of that trade. Then a little bit later, on the 27th of February, there was a notice of a Luna new trade. So on the 6 days of bulls, we said we're going to continue trading Luna up. So there's an update of what's happening on the coin. Here you can see there's another trade coming in, Atom. Some folks also took that. The next update was on the 1st of March. Right, so Luna went right through TP1, TP2, and TP3, almost hit TP4. So here it is. Yesterday, Luna shot up past the entry zone and found support on TP1. Had a nice push after finding T1 support and almost hit TP4. So in profit now, currently 10%. 2nd of March, update for Luna, TP4 hit. And there's ANC, the coin that we looked at just now. There was a call on that earlier. So you get the update. That being said, I'm going to come back to a little bit because to a little bit more detail, because it's not all sunshine and roses. There are also coins that hit stop losses, and I'm going to give you a demonstration of that now. The second signal I'd like to talk about is Salsa Signals. So Salsa Signals are anything. Let's see if they say it here. Couple of hours to, there we go, anywhere between 2 to 48 hours. So this is a much shorter term setup than what we expect from the day trades, being 1 day to 14 days. And again, same thing on Salsa Signals. You will need to join the Telegram group to be able to get the signals there. Examples of what signals look like. I went back also to the 28th of February. Here was a setup on SXP. You see the same sort of setup with an entry. They give one entry line. There's the TPs. And there you can see they hit TP1 for the coin. I'm not sure, 4%. But there's an update. So you get told when there's an update. That SXP setup we saw just now, later in the day, TP1, profit 1.95%. The SOS chart was given at 5:04 p.m. Oh, sorry, I cut off that time. A little bit later the same day, we hit TP2 already, profit 7.89%. So you can see these trades are moving faster. So then we run on to the 1st of March. There's our SOS chart. Let me go back. Previous one. TP2 7.89. CHR was a call that came in earlier. 3.9, 7.13 SOS chart, we hit TP3, and these you can say all happened on the 28th of February and the 1st of March. So it's thick and fast. It's not high percentages, it's lower percentages. Right, just some other updates. So for example, they'll give you an indication here. DYP was called earlier. If you missed the entry, wait for a pullback to the entry zone. So they're giving you a warning there as well, which I like the fact that they keep us up to date. Chess hit a stop loss, 3.49% loss. DYP on Qcoin, the one they've just said wait for the entry, hit the stop loss, 5.6%. Then there's another update. Wing hit a stop loss, 3%. Near hit a stop loss, 4.67% loss. On PYR, there was a 2.85%. And then there's an update on a T-Fuel call. Trade is still active, but move your stop loss to 0.1632 to minimize the risk. So what I like about these signals is in between the setup itself and the signal, they're giving you some information. Obviously, you're not going to jump into these things and not know anything about placing trades or OCOs or the rest of it. If this is sounding like Greek to you, like Susan was saying earlier, don't worry. It's going to come with time. All of us started not knowing anything about crypto. So this is the last slide I've got for you. OMG, again, update. Hasn't reached entry point, but it's still valid. Here we go on the 3rd of March. Bitcoin is very volatile, hasn't given us a clear direction. Just hang on a bit. OMG trade recalled. So if you're watching this, you had a buy order in for OMG, cancel the buy order. Let's not go there. T-Fuel, trade is still active. No, that's referring to the trade still active call made a little bit earlier. We hit the stop loss of 2.95%. So they're not hiding the fact that some trades are hitting stop loss. And I can tell you, I've got some other signals groups that I've used as well. In these last 3 months, calls have been, number one, quite scarce, and number two, not very reliable. Let's put it that way, because the market has been very uncertain. The third point about calls in the last couple of months is the profit percentages that were made from those calls. Many of them, and I'm not talking just about these two signals providers, at least three other signals providers that I'm watching, their higher TP levels never got there. So relatively low take profit points for that. So Marius, hang on, can I do a new share? I also just prepared, because Marius asked me to talk about the training as well. Where's my new share? I'm just going to pop over to this
Cassius, before
page.
you leave that subject, could you just tell the audience if they're interested in Salsa Signals, is it a paid service?
Yes, both these are paid services. There's a monthly cost to that. Let me just get rid of this thing with our pictures on. And here you can see them. There's the day trade signals, which I've just spoken about. And there's the pricing options for them. 3 month, 6 month, and 12-month options. I don't have, just have a look. Salsa Signals. Again, 1 month or 3 month. Those are your options. There you can see trades from 2 to 48 hours. In terms of the training, depending on your previous knowledge of trading, if you don't have any knowledge about trading, then the Hodl Not Scalp trading course is, in my opinion, one of the best courses out there. And the fact that you're trading on a very short time frame means that you're also learning very fast. When I did this course, I knew a lot about all the indicators that they were using and a lot of stuff. But I learned so much about candle patterns, reversal patterns, support and resistance lines, how to read them, because everything was happening so much faster. I was used to trading much longer term, weeks to months, but this really accelerated my learning. If you do already have some experience and you'd like to do a little bit of deep dive and go into a lot more detail, in depth on TradingView, how to set the settings, what setups to use, the Ultimate Day Trading course by Niku. I know, Marius, you've also subscribed to that. You're busy working through that. This is an amazing course. So these are the two training courses. Now, with that being said, if you are considering buying these two courses, please get hold of someone in our team. Work up your upline, either to Marius or myself, a couple of other leaders. We do have a discount code that you can use for this product. Now, the time is limited and it'll depend on how long they've kept it active for us. But always ask, is there a promotion going on? Because often there is. So this is where you get them on the inside of your back office. If you can have a look here under the online store, that's where the products and subscriptions are. And once you've purchased them, they'll be available under my subscriptions. Marius, that's it from me. Any more questions while I've got the back office open?
No, awesome. That is great.
Excellent. Thanks, Marius. Over to you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the places that we use to get our signals from and to get our training from. And there's a whole team that already did the research and the due diligence around coins. So Tertius, thank you for that. Let's give the floor open to Andre Smit. And I would like to hear from Andre. How do you do your research? Where do you go and look for coins?
Hi guys, is my signal really bad? Okay, because the electricity just went off twice. So I don't know, Eskom is playing with the switch. So yeah, regarding research, I'm more a TA guy like Jason. But for long-term coins, you do have to do some research and you do really have to go and find out, is there going to be some sort of use, is the coin good, is whatever. And luckily Lee already showed you guys Gecko, so that's where I go to do some research. If you really would want to dive into the coin, you can go check what is the market cap, what is it trading at now, go see at the Twitter, what is the team about, is the Twitter active, the Telegram groups. Just go find out a bit more about their team and what they're really doing. Yeah, I think that's one of the things That is probably the most important with that. Regarding long-term investment, I'll quickly share my screen. Sorry, I was just charting this. So regarding long-term investment, let me just get this out of the way. This different coin. Shiba Inu, for instance. So for me, if I want to invest in a coin, for instance, long-term, and I showed it to you guys the other day as well. I'm going to delete this. This is my FIB tool. Really easy tool, and everybody knows the 618786 zone is a golden zone. But then for low liquidity coins, the 786 and 887 zone is a really great zone to invest. So for me, I wouldn't invest in a coin if it's not in this area. Otherwise, I would just trade it. So you can do your research, but I wouldn't invest if it's not in this 618786 zone. And that ANC token we spoke about now. So for me, this is, you can see when it will load, where's the coin, because I had one that has more data. Okay, here we go. Anchor protocol. Sorry guys. So you can see here we started here and was making low lows and everything. So it's hard for me to invest in this thing now. But that is the lowest low we have there. And for me, I would wait to retrace it to the 618786 zone. Then I would start to think about putting a small amount in. And then I would like to see it making higher highs and lower lows for you to see if it's good or not. So yeah, that's basically just that. Gecko, do your research regarding that coin. Check the team. Are they good? And that's the thing. Coins, like everybody heard about, was it FTM? Like that Andre Grenier guy, he said now he's going to take a break for a while. He isn't even one of the major guys of an FTM. He has a few projects on FTM, but he's not the project manager of FTM. And he said he's going to leave, and then the project got a hit. And yeah, so it's good to do your research. That's all I would like to share. Don't know if there's any questions or something you guys would like to add.
Andre, maybe just to thanks for that, but just maybe to share that what is important is the use case. What is the coin actually going to deliver to the market, to the ecosystem out there, and what value traction does it offer the potential entrant? And if you go onto CoinGecko, there's a column called recently added. Now, I look at recently added a few times a day because there are new coins that are floated there every day. And that is where I have picked up a few gems also, somewhat early also in the race. If you click on coins, there's recently added. And then you can see they're actually listed by hour. There you can see this Mars protocol listed there 6 hours ago and so on. And so that is where I also pick up. But then I look at the volume, exactly what you just said now. I look at the volume, look at the use case. I look at the Twitter profile. I look at those because you can have a great project, but if the people are not credible, then it's not worth doing it.
Yeah.
But you're very right in saying that doing your research on an ongoing basis, that is super important.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember, but the first project I ever researched was VET. And the thing I like about coins like that is they have a use case outside of the boundaries of crypto.
I remember, Andre, you went beyond what we expected, what you shared on this platform. And it was really super stuff coming from you.
Yeah, so research is really important, guys.
Yeah, and the one thing that I always say on the morning call also is don't be fooled by the price. A coin can have 6 zeros in front of it, but it can be a gem, and then it can have 2 zeros in front of it, and it can be rubbish.
And just if I may jump in there, Morris, there's something for the new folks. Don't feel bamboozled by this. You'll probably get to this level after you've been involved for a couple of months or a year or so, depending on how fast you learn. I think it's important to say that I was speaking to a guy earlier today who knows absolutely nothing about crypto. And Morris, I don't know if you can show the guys the Crypto School's homepage where they can find some free information, some introductory training courses. Folks, the Crypto School is an amazing resource, and our thanks from the community side to Marius and Donnie and Jason and Andre and the guys that run and supporting our community by having these weekly calls. So Marius, thanks. Jason, thanks to you guys. Andre and Lee, thanks very much from our side. So just show the folks where...
Tashius, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so I refer a lot of people to this crypto school, to free stuff, and you will see there's a gem of information, a wealth of information in there that you can start. And especially for Susan, that's her first evening here tonight. Just go to the crypto school, register on the website first so that you can get the emails for the crypto talk on the weekly basis. You will see here, we've got 2 free workshops. If you don't know anything about Bitcoin, understand Bitcoin and blockchain and difference between money and Bitcoin. And this is actually where you start. And then you can go play around here and look around here on our website. As I said, there's a wealth of information on the crypto school. So just go there, subscribe to access the free stuff, and all that you get from us on a weekly basis is an email to tell you or to give you the link to the Zoom for the evening. So Ed, I'm glad that you came onto the call because I know that you also have so many gems that you give us. So thanks for that. So ladies and gentlemen, I know that I said that we're going to chart a few coins, but I think we must do it next week because we are already nearly at 9 o'clock. Let's keep the charting till next week. So come with your coins next week, and then we can play around on TradingView. And yes, we've got all on the call. Let's do that next week then. Yes, Jason, any last words from you?
Marius, I'd just like to share one more chart here. And this chart is can you see my screen there, Marius? Awesome. Okay, so this chart is the US dollar currency, DXY, and it's on the weekly time frame. And what I've got here, I've got here 3 arrows. So this first arrow is from the 2nd of January 2017. And we can see from what happened with the dollar index. It dropped for over a year down to February 2018. Now, if you can remember what happened with crypto over that period, we had that massive push from, I think, around about $1,000 that went right up to $19,000 in December 2017. So as the money flowed out of the dollar into crypto and into stock markets, what happened? The dollar weakened. In 2020, we had a similar thing where crypto started moving up in early 2020, and the same thing played out. We had the dollar weakening and it went all the way down. Now we've got this trend line in place right at the top here, and we've got another support line at the bottom here. And what we can see currently is that the dollar has gained strength over the last 3 months because of the uncertainty of the war and with the inflation and interest rates in the US that's caused the dollar to strengthen, where money has flowed out of the markets into the dollar. But we're hitting right against this resistance line right now. And if we go to the weekly RSI, it's almost overbought right at the top there. And we are hoping that we're going to get rejected in this area and start trending down, where the money will flow out of the US dollar back into the markets again, similar to what happened over to this period here. So all hope is not lost. I think on a bigger time frame, we are still very excited. We are still very hopeful that we are going to see some more upside in the crypto market in the next couple of months. Thanks, Maurice.
Awesome, Jason. Thank you. That was a great insight. So, Lee, can you just give us your parting words? And then
thank you. It was lovely to be on the call this evening and share the little knowledge that I have gained. And I love Jason's enthusiasm, the ever optimistic chap. Let's keep it that way.
Thank you. Ed, any parting words from you?
Yeah, I just want to say the market is volatile. We saw the South African stock market took a big dive today. Gold went sideways. And as I always say, just trade well and trade safe. Know what we're doing and protect those wallets. There's a big, I think Tertius sent something on the call group now, where there was a SMS that he received from Luno. And that I also received that SMS. It is not Luno. So please be careful and watch out for the scammers. Thank you.
Great. Ed, thank you. We lost Tertius, but let's keep Andre Smith. Just to give you a parting words.
Yeah, guys, like Jason said in the beginning of the year, this year is going to be a bit messy, more volatile and a bit hard. So yeah, keep your emotions intact, and just something on that Dixie chart, the XY, there's a strong bullish divergence and a hidden bear as well. And I know it sounds a bit tricky for you guys, but it's just a confirmation of what Jason is showing as well. So guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed our evening together, and yeah, thanks Marius and Jason and Lee and everybody helping. No, I'm not sure which bear. I didn't ask him which country he's coming from.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. It was a great evening, and we will see each other next week again. Be blessed.